Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special session. You know that Vallat has always tried to help you with understanding and appreciating all the opportunities that you have related to English literature and humanities. That is our mission. That is our dream. And we have had in the past many sessions where we talked about studying abroad, the opportunities to study abroad. This year, we have brought to you a very experienced lady, Haripriya. She is heading ICSD, a company in Trivandrum, and she has helped a lot of people like you and me to find their destiny abroad. So it is with great pleasure that I invite Haripriya to the session to talk to you and also introduce all our YouTube babies, as I call them, my students in our classrooms. Everybody has joined. I am sure they are eagerly, hopefully, waiting to listen to you, Haripriya. I'm greatly thankful to you for agreeing to speak to our students. So this session is being chaired by Mr. Anand Haridas. He is our colleague at Vallat. He is our creative head, and he's an experienced writer. He was a journalist at the Hindu before. And he has also been molding our students in the past few years since he joined Vallat. Anand is heading a lot of extracurricular programs, which at Ernakulam in our platinum batch, we call it Beyond the Book. But apart from that, even other programs, outreach programs with colleges, many opportunities by which students will hone their skills, get ready for their various careers. It is with great pride that I introduce Anand to you. Many of you would know him already. Over to you, Anand.
Thank you, Dr. Kalyani. Yeah, this is a rare opportunity for all of us that we have somebody like Haripriya here with us. And I'm sure that the next 1 hour is going to be very enriching experience for all of us, opening up so many possibilities and opportunities for us. So without taking much of the time, I invite Haripriya to start the session. Haripriya, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Kalyani and Anand, for the lovely introduction you gave me. I'm really happy to be meeting all your students today. Uh, it's a wonderful platform that you have created for students and all the opportunities you give them. I really appreciate Valat Education for all that and all the people who are in the team. So good afternoon, students. First, to begin with, I would like to congratulate all of you on the steps that you have taken, the decision that made you do your English literature studies, the bachelor's, the master's, and now you are on the path to become teachers. And so you're preparing for that. Let me first, as I said, appreciate you all for the decisions you've made, because this is a huge step in our lives. And apart from the plan that you have made to become teachers in English, English education leads to many other opportunities also in life. So whether you would be joining as teachers immediately or after a few years of teaching, or maybe not a teacher immediately, but would like to know different options which after an education in English can give you. What is it? Is it in media? Is it in journalism? Is it in communications? What about outside India? What are the options that you can study and how that will help your career? And as I said, it's not even a decision that you have to make immediately after your graduation or your post graduation. Sometimes it happens down the line after a few years of teaching, you change lines, you find something else, you would like to do PhD, and then maybe many other things. That's what we are going to discuss now. A comparison of options in different countries. And what I mentioned here is not going to be an exhaustive list, because there could be many more options. And I would love if you all come back to me and ask me more about anything that we are going to discuss today. And I would also like to invite Dr. Atira Shashidharan, who has joined us today as a special guest. She is Assistant Professor, Department of English and Media Studies at Sri Ayyappa College, Chenganur. So she has kindly accepted to join you all because again, English is her passion. And she's been in that field for a long time now. She's right now in New Zealand. In New Zealand, she has previously volunteered to work as ESOL tutor at the University of Waikato. And she's been an English tutor to refugees and migrant mothers. She has also been part of the OET exams. How I met Adira is 10 years back when after her PhD. After her PhD, we met, and then she went for a 1 year program to New Zealand, a PG diploma in second language teaching. At that point of time, both of us were apprehensive. Is it going to work? Because I'm already overqualified. So how do I go for a PG diploma to another country? Is that going to work? We had those doubts, but we worked together and she went there and she will be talking to you also about her experience in New Zealand later on. Welcome, Atira.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So shall we proceed with a small presentation, Anand? Is that okay?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
share the.
Just sharing the screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Just tell me if it is okay.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
I'll just make it into
Oh, full screen. Yeah.
a reading. Yeah, full screen. So is that
Okay.
fine?
Yeah, this is right.
Okay. So as Kalyani ma'am introduced me, I belong to ICSD. It's called Institute for Career and Skill Development. So our aim is to bring the best of options to students worldwide so that it helps with their careers and also keep developing skills. Where at whatever position you're in life, it's necessary that you keep learning and improving your skills. So that is the aim behind ICSD. Now here, English, you're all with English, and it's no longer just a language you learn. It's a language you can lead with. I think we all sincerely believe the power of this global language and what you can do with it. Yeah, it's becoming the language of the world, expanding to include newer circles every day. And that's something you're learning too. Now, what does ICSD do? Apart from guiding students across options at various universities and countries, these are the related services we have for that. One is, of course, guidance right from school age. Another is coaching for these language and competitive exams, which are all related to studies abroad. So it could be passing an English proficiency exam like IELTS or TOEFL or BTE, or doing your GRE, GMAT, or also coaching classes for foreign languages. And as I said, how to keep developing skills. So we have small programs on employability training, internships, and so on. But today we'll be talking more on this services related to looking at options abroad. So which other countries should we look at? Is it limited? No. We think anywhere across the world, if you find a program which is offered by an accredited, highly ranked university, there are ranking bodies like the QS, the THE, and so on. So we help you choose the right university so that the qualification that you get at that particular institution stands good wherever you are in that country, or you go to another place, or you come back to India. That is the most important thing. So get that qualification which adds to your career and helps in your personal growth. So based on that, what do? We counsel the student and the family because this is a big decision when you think of abroad options. And then, of course, university and program selection. And then comes the application admission process. And there are scholarships given by the university or by the government and so on, which have to be applied within the deadlines, otherwise they lapse. So how to follow up for that? Then we talk to banks and tell students how to go about the education loan. The entire funding for the program that you choose has to be planned very well months ahead. So we help with that. And then after all this comes the visa documentation and process. Again, it has to be done very carefully because the paperwork has to be genuine so that the immigration accepts them. And once everything is done, you have the visa, you're ready to go, of course, comes the accommodation, travel assistance. So this basically tells you that we will be there with you in all the steps. Okay. So why should I or anybody look for study abroad? Why should we move from our comfort zone? For example, if I had done my schooling, I may look for college in schooling in Kerala. I may look for graduation in Bangalore or Chennai, and I may look for masters in UK or Australia. Why? Why should we do that? The main advantages are how it adds to your personal growth, how it exposes you to new cultures, the experiential learning. And many universities, the quality of education, as I said, we look at the ranking of the university, so we know what kind of education that university can give you and how much you're connected to the real world. And that gives you the experiential learning and networking, of course. Because you are sitting in a class with students from different countries. So it gives you an opportunity to learn new languages and your communication skills get better. So all this, don't they mean your career prospects get better? You become independent. Yeah, these are a few of the positive things. Now, what can I study? I assume that most of us here are students who have done masters. So I've just mentioned what you can do in the next step. It could be 1 year PG diploma programs. It could again be masters, which are taught programs. And in some countries, they are 1 year, and some others, they are 2 years. And there are masters by research, which are called by different names like masters by research, master letters, master philosophy. Again, they could be 1 or 2 years depending on the country. And of course, moving on to PhD, doing the research. So, research actually is a program which many countries either fund fully or they let international students study at a domestic fee. So that is an option which all of you can look at. Then how are the intakes? Some countries they open up twice in a year, like Feb and July, and many other countries, European countries, have a fall intake, which is a September intake, and then a minor intake in January. Is my way of doing it okay? Should I slow down or something? I would like some comment from any one of you.
There are students in front of me, they are saying it is okay. They are liking it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now,
Haripriya, I think those who are joining from outside can use the chat box, right?
yeah, please do. Just a
You may go ahead, Haripriya. Those who have any questions will put in the chat box.
Sure.
I shall alert you. I shall alert you on that.
Sure. Okay, now I've moved on to some PG programs, which even after masters here, supposing you're an MA English student, you can still look at these varied options in different countries. So I have, again, the list is not exhaustive. There could be more, but I'm just mentioning a few of the interesting ones and which could be the future programs also. So on top, I have the TESOL, which is teaching English to speakers of other languages. And I'm sure Dr. Adira will enlighten us on those areas later after this presentation. Applied linguistics, creative writing, gender studies, interdisciplinary English studies, intercultural communication. Applied professional studies includes management and leadership and mentoring and all that. Suppose you're taking a master's in applied professional studies, you could be heading the team, you could be a manager, or you could be a leader. So that moves a little away from teaching. Leadership and management in the education sector alone. Then development studies, global development, media studies, photojournalism, translation, humanitarianism, aid and conflict resolution. Some of these, when I look at the bachelor's, now see, for admission, most of the, even though you are a postgraduate student, the university will look at your bachelor's. So some of them may ask, have you done a paper in history or sociology also, or some may accept pure English. So we have to look into the entry criteria of each program before we apply. But since they're all, the website generally says they're all open to students of humanities. I've included them here, and they're quite interesting for career options. Okay, now out of those options, I'm just taking one or two as a comparison across countries. We said TESOL studies. So where is that available? Just 1, 2, 3, 5 options here. When I say University of Liverpool, it means there are another 20, 50 universities applying it there. But I'm just giving you one option there. Victoria University of Wellington also gives it in 12 months. Australia, again, I've just put UTS there. Again, that means University of Monash, Sydney, Melbourne, all of them have Master of TESOL and Applied Linguistics. That's what it's called. Arizona State University, USA, there it's 24 months. In Australia, also it's 24 months. You can also go for a postgraduate certificate program, which Canada gives. Now, this postgraduate certificate or diploma is available in countries like Canada and New Zealand, but not in the rest of the places. So you can go for a shorter course. Okay, what happens? Supposing I'm going for a MTSOL. I have a bit of language teaching experience and I'm going for this course. So how do you advance in your career? So what are the jobs that I can do? You become an English teacher, a foreign language teacher for speakers of foreign language. You can be a teacher trainer. Again, progress in the line you're becoming a lecturer or professor, or you will want to research. There could be more options. I'm sure that's a question for Dr. Atira. Next to TESOL, I've taken communication as another option. So again, I saw that even NUS, one of the top universities in Singapore, has this global media communication specialization. SOAS, all of you would have heard of University of London. They have a global media and digital communication. There's a Master of Creative Writing, Social Media Communication, Dublin City University, Ireland, Germany. Across Europe, you have transcultural studies, cross-cultural communication, and international management. These are some options related to communication. We looked into TESOL and now some options related to communication. So what happens if I do a program which is related to communication or international management? How does it prepare you in the international environment? As a communication manager, consultant, or a lead, digital communication lead, recruitment manager, translator, interpreter, the various NGOs across countries. You could be one of the staff in them. Teachers, of course. Now, what is the entry criteria to get into these masters? As I said, even though you're a master's student, that is not the entry criteria for these programs. It's the bachelor's. And have you scored above 60% above that? So how does the master's help is because now after master's, after bachelor's, it will be 2 years after that. So you'll have to mention in your resume or your statement of purpose that you did your master's, that you did some training. So that gap has to be explained. That is where that comes into place. But for your eligibility for admission, they're going to look at the marks you scored in bachelor's. And this also is needed even though you are a student in English, you will still be asked to do one of these proficiency tests, which could be either TOEFL or IELTS, or PT or Duolingo test. But it's better you go with IELTS or TOEFL because they are more universally accepted. Some countries may not say yes to PT or PE. And then, how do I get the scholarship? Once you choose a program, supposing you choose a TESOL program, you've applied, you got an offer, Then they look at how strong your academic record is. You may have the marks to get admission, but do you have marks for the scholarship? Is there a work experience related to that? Do you have good reference? And how good is your SOP? All this matters to get your scholarship. What if we have done masters in English and bachelor's in some other subject and qualified in English? I have a question from Devika. Shall I answer that?
Yeah, you can take that question and then move on.
Yeah, so Devika, I did not understand. Is this question to get a scholarship or is it to get admission?
Devika, are you online?
Get admission, yeah. So to get admission, this is fine because bachelor's in some other subject, again, it depends on what are the subjects you have done. As I said, supposing you want to do something that is the programs that we just saw now, something to do with gender studies or conflict resolution and so on, your background in sociology and history and all are going to help you with that. So that is fine. That's fine. It depends on what program you're going to apply for. Is that clear? I hope. Or we can answer that again later. Okay, chartered accountant and want to work in literary field. So why not? See, because there's something I was reading about empirical humanities, which is coming up now. So how do we relate sciences and numbers to? Uh, maybe you could find courses which are very new and maybe in niche areas. You will definitely have options there. Vika. Okay, now let me go back to my presentation. So what do you need for applying? They look at your academics right from 10th onwards to the latest qualification with all your semester-wise mark sheets. And if you have any backlogs in any of the semesters, you'll have to separately give a backlog certificate. Some universities accept a few backlogs, some say no to that. So we'll have to look at that while applying. Passport, of course, statement of purpose or a letter of intent, your resume, letters of recommendation, work experience, internship letters, and your IELTS or TOEFL, the test that you have done. So of this, only the SOP and letter of recommendation will go a little more into because those are things which may be a little new to you. Yeah, what is an SOP? I have given all my academics, my grades are there, but still, why is this SOP important? What should I put in there? It's as mentioned there, it says a little more about you than the grades. It goes beyond grades. It tells about your journey, your career goals, your motivations, some achievements which maybe the marks do not reflect. All this is there. So your strengths and how are you suitable for this? Supposing, let's again go to peace conflict resolution as an example. Why after your MA English or some you've done bachelor's in some other subject. How are you suitable for this? So you should mention something more. Have you done an internship in this? Have you read up something? Did you belong to a club? Did you work for something? It could be a small thing, but still you have to prove how you're suitable. So it also showcases your writing and presentation skills. See, now since we have all these AI tools, we can use ChatGPT or anything to make a lovely SOP, but it should be unique. It should show who you are. It cannot be like the hundreds of SOPs that the university gets. So that is how you should use this opportunity. So, okay, I have decided to write the SOP. What should it include? The introduction itself can be engaging. Say something about how you saw this program and how you linked to it, and who you are, what you have done, academic and professional background. And do not think here that something you've done is not too big to be mentioned. That is not how many of the universities abroad look at achievements. Every small skill. Do you have the skill to work in a team? Have you headed a small club or something? Have you, or some activity for something? You can mention anything there. Have you tried to learn a language? or were you involved in a project in the society, please mention anything that is related to that, and that nothing is too small there. And this is important because why have I chosen, supposing, let's say, University of Sydney? I found that university, so that means you have to go to the website of the university, research on the program there, what accreditations they have, how long have they been running that program, why is it different from the same program given by another university. All this tells the university that you're very serious. You want to really go to that. So do that. And your goals, short term, immediately after studying, there's something you want to do. Then, after you work for a particular NGO or you work for a particular school or college, what is your long-term goal? Maybe you want to have your own institute where you want to inspire students. You can mention all that. Relevant personal experience. And again, conclusion, a bit of reiteration. Yeah. So this 500 to 1,000 words is the normal length. But then sometimes some universities say they specify their own length. So then you have to stick to that. And let us not, I see many SOPs where people say UK is a beautiful country or it is green or this university, like general things which everybody knows, that is something we have to avoid. So let us keep it personalized and specific. Irrelevant information is what the general information which my SOP need not tell them. So that you can avoid. And of course, plagiarism has to be checked. So that was about the SOP. I hope I've touched upon the points. Now, what is a recommendation letter? Again, this you can get from your teachers, professors who taught you. But sometimes students ask me, is there a format? Can you give me the content? So, yes, we can help with the content or we can give a particular format, but it would be nice if it talks about the relationship between the teacher and the students. Then it would be more personal. Your achievements or your attributes would be mentioned there, and that would carry more value. So see to that you can get a teacher whom you know or a person who knows you. Okay. And it should be on the letterhead of the college and signed with all the contact information. So in case the university wants to contact them, talk to them, ask about you, they should be available. Now, again, a bit of comparison about the money part. Here I have mentioned in the currencies of the particular country, just a snapshot for you to understand how much it is costing you. Now, when I say Australia, it could vary between 20,000 to 50,000. It means around 15 lakhs to 50,000. So yeah, 15 lakhs to around 40 lakhs in Indian money, depending on the university, the course and all that. That is the range. And yeah, see down UK, you see here, 1 GBP is 100 plus INR. So here we can say the fee is around 13 lakhs to 30 lakhs, 32 lakhs. In New Zealand again, the fee could be around 13, 14 lakhs beginning to go to 20, 25 lakhs. Ireland, yeah, because euro is also about 100, so 12 lakhs. So on an average, you can see how the fees is. Now here, if you see, some countries like Germany, they have public universities where they do not charge any fee for the international students. So that means this 100 or 300 euros which you pay uh, per semester or per year, it is just the administrative fee. The tuition, they do not charge any tuition fee. That is only for public universities. But private universities will again have a fee of 10 to 15 lakhs, just as we discussed here. The next column, it shows the living expenses. This is something every government fixes for international students. On an average of 10 to 12 lakhs, international students will have to show as savings in India to get their visa to that country. This is not something you pay to anybody, whereas the fee is something you pay to the university. This is something you show that you have in your account for the visa purpose. Now, should I spend out of this living expense? The answer is If you get part-time work, you may be able to earn your own living expenses. If you see here, again, I have mentioned only the minimum wages that the government is supposed to pay a student. So if I say the living expenses in Australia can be 20,000 to 27,000 Australian dollars, means around 12 lakhs per year or 13 lakhs per year, depending on whether you're sharing accommodation and things like that, it varies. So if I do part-time work, with the minimum wages, I can earn that. So there are students who do this, but again, it's not. I'm not saying it's an easy thing and to get a part-time work as soon as you uh, land there as students, because it takes time and the situations, the political and economic situations in every country, all that you will have to consider. But many students find work in a few months and start earning their uh, living expenses, which is a great help for their family as well. Shall I move on to scholarships? I think I only have a few more slides, then I'll open it up for your questions and talking. So shall I proceed with scholarships?
Couple of questions have come, but then I think you can finish your presentation and then we'll take the questions.
Sure.
I have
Scholarships.
I have noted down the questions, so we'll take it after that.
Sure, thank you. So scholarships. The first one, the university gives scholarships. Again, as I said, depending on the academics, you may have got admission, but you may not get the scholarship if your academics do not support that. The department to which you are applying may have scholarships. There could be bursaries, some vice chancellor scholarship, merit, excellence scholarships, and there are some regional scholarships also specific to Asia, specific to India, and so on. This is every university may have one of these. Okay. Now moving on, there are country-wise scholarships like the Great Scholarship, which is an initiative by Great Britain and British Council. So every year, many universities participate in this, and most of the years it is open to India also. So, and but they also decide on which department. Sometimes it's open to, let's say, STEM programs. Sometimes it's open to management programs. Sometimes to specific like public policy. So we have to check whether the program that I'm going to apply for falls under that. And it covers about 10,000 GBP. So that means if your fee is going to be 18 lakhs straight away, there you get a 10,000. But these scholarships, let it be Great or Chevening Scholarship, which you see next, or Commonwealth, these are all very competitive too. Chevening Scholarship is fully funding the tuition fee. But again, they will also ask, when they give such scholarships, they will ask the students to become ambassadors. You may have to come back to all the international students, may have to go back to their countries and do some work for their country for 2 years, and then maybe go back to UK. So these scholarships will have such conditions too. Commonwealth Scholarship for all Commonwealth countries. Again, sometimes they focus on themes like sustainable development and international development. So they fund the tuition fee, travel, living costs. Fulbright Nehru Scholarship, which is US International Education Fund's prestigious program, not only for masters, for research also. Postdoctoral research also covers. Then there is this endowment, which is sort of a loan up to 10 lakhs, which they give a time after you complete your studies and maybe a few months after that. So there are specific timelines for these, when you should start returning. Then the Rhodes Scholarship, especially for University of Oxford. Erasmus is a scholarship applicable to universities across the world. And I've seen students getting these scholarships. So if you see now, we spoke about 4 and 8 scholarships. So the chances for getting the first scholarship is higher than the rest. So, and that could vary. That could, in my experience, students have got 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, so on. If I'm talking about pounds, dollars. So that if you have good marks, there are very high chances of getting this. The rest, we'll have to really put in efforts to get the other scholarships. And most of these scholarships open a year before. So if I'm planning for 26, sometimes studies, the applications will start and close this year. You'll have to plan a year ahead. Okay. Now, as an international student, we saw on the table before that you can earn through part-time. So these countries, most of them give you a minimum of 20 hours per week to work part-time. That is during study time. During holidays, there is no restriction. You can work more than that. And yeah, after studies, again, most of these countries give you 1, 2, 3, 4 years according to the area. If it's a regional area in Australia, you get 3 to 4 years. In UK, you get 2 years. In Ireland, you get 2 years. In France, for masters, you get 2 years. So varying, and on an average, you get at least 2 years of post-study work rights. And this time for you is to apply for different jobs and get the employer to extend your visa. Many of these countries need skilled people, and that is why they're offering these work rights to international students. And dependents. Supposing you're married, in many of these countries, for PG students, they also give full-time work rights to the spouse. As a student, you can work only part-time, but your spouse can work full-time. But we should take care that we do not violate. So sometimes we may get more hours. There is an employer who says, no, it's okay, I'll pay you cash. You need not come under records. You can work more than that. Now earn your fees. So those are things which you should avoid doing. Stick to the rules, because if you are intending to move on from your study visa to work visa and you would like to stay in that country for some time, then it's better to know all these rules. And if you would like to change the program, or you're not completing your post credits, then it becomes a problem with the visa category. So learn to understand these clauses in the visa, then you can successfully complete your program. These are generally skills which I think we've discussed before with some students. I feel which really helps you to, I mean, we may all have some of these or most of these, but to practice them with more awareness. Whatever problems we have, am I employing creative thinking, critical thinking? How is my communication? I may have a master's in English, so does that mean I'm perfect in communication? Is there something stopping me from saying what I really want, or writing skills, anything? Wherever I need to, I should start improving in all this. But as humanities students, I feel the advantage you all have is I see that you have all these skills more. Like you know how to research, you have empathy, you have the critical creative thinking. So try to develop on that a little more. And digital skilling is something we cannot avoid now. Even at my age, I'm trying to figure out many things. Though it's difficult, it's something we have to learn. And a foreign language. Yeah, I've mentioned a foreign language in the next slide also. What should you do to upskill yourself? Being language students, it's important that you have knowledge of another language too, another foreign language, which helps you if you're planning to go abroad to any of these countries. Even if you're going to an English-speaking country like UK or Canada, still learning French helps you. It opens up certain jobs which you may not have thought of. You know English well and you know French. Suddenly, some translation option opens for you. So, learning a language is very essential. And these courses on system thinking or design thinking, how does it help? Again, it is like on decision making, how you approach a problem. There are various solutions to a particular problem, but which one is exactly the most effective? How do I come back to it and solve it? Supposing you have a certification in design thinking along with your MA, and you have a French language knowledge, and you know, how to work with AI. Just imagine how your profile would be. So that is why I've mentioned all these things here. And whenever you have an opportunity to do part-time work, internship, please try. Yeah, financial management is something maybe till our college, our parents help us with that. But we, at point of time, how to manage the budget. I'm going abroad, so everything is expensive. I have to convert it, dollars. And so how do I do that? That also helps. And this last point, Celta and Delta, I actually thought I would have a person with me who has done this. to explain it to you more. Maybe we can have another session on that. Right now, I would like to say these are programs offered by Cambridge, University of Cambridge, and it is for English teachers. CELTA can be taken by teachers even without experience. It's a pretty intensive course, and there are approved centers, like you may take it in British Council, which again helps you to teach English to speakers of other languages. And Delta is a higher version, which allows you to teach the management or teach the teachers or trainers. So taking these courses, apart from your masters, having these qualifications also helps you in India as well as any other country you're in. Or you can even teach online sitting here. Yeah, this I don't have to say about it. Some options which we discussed, which you all would have thought of, maybe some not, like media, journalism, writer. You can be a writer in so many areas, either content or technical or script. All these OTT platforms are coming, so many serials and movies are coming up. They all need script writers, good writers, creative writers, and we could be good curriculum designers, curators. The Biennale is coming up in Cochin. So if you look at the artwork, there is a write-up about everything. If any of you have visited the previous Biennale, you see how much is explained about all the artworks. Who does all that content writing? So how about trainer, coach, mentor? You start doing copy, and then over years you see yourself helping with branding and strategy advice. In an organization, you could be the public relations officer or managing the relationships between different organizations. Yeah, there could be many. I wanted to leave you with some questions on the growing professional sectors, since everybody is talking about AI taking over. And so, where does humanity stand? Recently, there was an article by English department professor of Christ University, where he was saying, like, how can humanity stay connected to AI? So it's very important. Um, I think I mentioned that in the next slide. Yeah. Who creates this rich knowledge for AI systems? Of course, technical skills are needed, but then linguistic competence, the critical thinking skills, how do you relate these socio-cultural happenings to the technical skills? How do you interpret it? So, English studies curriculum in the future may include digital literacy, data visualization, and there are going to be collaborative practices. Across media, narration is required, storytelling is required, even in the fields of medicine or engineering. Telling personal stories, collective stories, how do you narrate? All this is important to connect to AI. And everything is under the algorithm nowadays, but still, how do you relate it to culture? Is it relevant? How should it be developed? So, all these I feel are future possibilities, and I want you all to think about them and come out with more. So, this also, a particular university in Germany, I saw this program at Heidelberg University. And as I told you, German public universities, they hardly have any fee. I saw a translation and interpreting program offered by them, and they were working with the computer science and electrical engineering at Mannheim University. And it was a program for translation and communication technologies, so that the graduates can go on into technical translation, software localization, what exactly the scope these courses involve. It's beyond me, and I want you all to research about that. Thank you so much. Please stay in touch, visit our website, write to us, call us. So that's the presentation I have, but we're all open to questions.
First, there is a question by RK. I did not get his or her full name.
One was Devika's question, which I saw. The next was RK.
Yeah,
Can you please give
RKSR.
an idea of the range of score one should secure in master's degree that would qualify one for a fully funded scholarship to do a PhD? Is it solely the mark score for master's degree or cumulative score considering that? The range of score, see, definitely a CGPA of 7 or above to be on the safer side. And as I said, the fund also depends on particular governments. Like New Zealand government has said all international students can study at the domestic fee, which means even if you don't get a scholarship, the fee would be around 2 to 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs per year, which is what the New Zealand citizen pays. Apart from that, if the department has funds, it will be fully funded. That is the case with every country, depends on supposing you put an application and the department has enough funds, it will be a zero fee. So there it doesn't matter even if you have 70 or 80, the fund should be available for your particular project. So the topic has to be approved by the supervisor and then they say, yes, come over, we have the funds. I have an 8.6 in masters, so it's easy to get scholarships. Yes, definitely, Drishti. The university scholarship will definitely be there. The vice chancellor or merit scholarship, you are a very likely candidate for that. But the rest, like I said, the Commonwealth or the Erasmus and all that, which open up much earlier. So you will have to apply for that and wait because there are a few for the entire country. But university scholarship, yes. I've done my master's in English and I wanted to explore something. Finland, Norway, Sweden, yes. These are countries, the students ask me about these countries because one thing, the fee is lesser than UK, US and all those countries. And the visa process also, which I've not touched upon, there is a process where you have to show funds in your account, show an education loan, declare what your parents are doing. Such processes are easier for these countries. So yes, the fee is generally lesser, but again, knowledge of the language is important. If you would like to start doing part-time work and also be considered for work, it is important you learn the local language.
There's a question from Angel
Yeah.
Elders.
This one, English teachers abroad.
Mm.
I think Dr. Adira will answer this question.
Yeah.
Adira,
Hello, ma'am.
thank you, Adira, for joining us.
No problem.
Yeah. Hi, Adira. Dr. Adira, there's a question asking
Okay, let me
career,
look at the question.
career prospects for English teachers abroad.
By the way,
Okay.
did I mention that Adira, after her PhD, she did her PG diploma in second language teaching at University of Waikato, New Zealand.
Yeah. Can you
And
see
she was
me?
married at that time, and you had a son too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my
So
son
that's
too.
where
And
she
after
went.
that, I flew to New Zealand to do the PG diploma. But it was really hard time for me. But am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. And what about my video?
Video, we can see you. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I'm truly honored and grateful to be invited as a co-speaker today, and especially in Dr. Kalyani's session, because I started hearing her name since I was a postgraduate student from one of her students, Nada Rajan. So I'm really happy to be here today. And what was the question?
So,
The
Adira,
career prospects.
actually, there are a couple of
for
questions.
English teachers, one with PG and PhD.
Yeah. So what we can do is the first point is every time we get the doubt that whether linguistics or literature should be given more importance, and the fact is linguistics is highly on demand in all these countries, but in our country, in India, when we do a bachelor's course or a postgraduate course, we study, most of the papers will be based on literature, and we only study one or two papers based on linguistics. But it is the opposite way in these countries. If we need the more job opportunities and more scope is for Department of Linguistics. The papers offered by linguistics departments, and we need to study phonetics in depth to be a good ESOL tutor here. And I did my postgraduate diploma in second language teaching in the Department of Linguistics. So there we have to do teaching practice. So I did for IEL students with the professors here. And I've studied linguistics for language teaching. So in total, there were 6 papers: linguistics for language teaching, the language program, design materials and methodology. So I think it's all as the same as the B.Ed courses offered in our country. I'm not sure about that, but the design is similar to that. So, and now for these last 2 years, they are offering at the University of Waikato, they are offering MTESOL. So that course is highly in demand now. So now they have taken away the PG diploma from this university. So this is a good option, doing MTESOL. About CELTA, also I heard about the CELTA from many professors here. CELTA is in demand, but I'm doubtful whether students from India can directly get an admission to that. I'm not sure about that, ma'am. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
yeah, please tell me, ma'am.
Yeah,
Can we
actually,
get
I think I spoke to somebody else also about CELTA. So they were in touch with British Council here in Chennai to know more about CELTA, and it could be done online as well. But I think being there in Chennai and doing it within a few weeks, it's a few weeks intensive program that helps more. So that would be a better option. Rather than
Yeah.
coming just for CELTA abroad, this is something which students can do here. And if they do the MAT SOL, as you said, and they have the CELTA qualification too, that might be, yeah.
But I think it would be better if we take the CELTA course here in this country or UK
Yeah.
or any other countries, because they'll look for where we did that. So here, Auckland University offers that. So it is everyone says that it's an intensive course. We have to study a lot, and
Yeah.
only through interviews they select students for that. So
But
it is
can't they do that when they are doing their masters at the university? Can't they still do the CELTA program along with it? Are you aware of the duration of the program?
Yeah, it's 1 month course, 1 month intensive course.
So that is
They
what I felt.
Yeah, they can do it along with the master's degree. Maybe after finishing master's, they can go and do that. But only through interview they select them. They
Yeah.
select the students. But doing that would be really good for all these students of English. Because whenever we look at the job notifications, in all those notifications, we can see that they're asking for CELTA candidates. CELTA or TESOL.
So
But
does
they
that
also,
answer your question,
yeah.
Angel?
Yeah, please feel free to unmute and ask me any questions, so it would be easy for me to answer.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. I
Hello.
wanted to know about the career prospects of English literature teacher abroad, ma'am. Career,
Sorry, say that again, please. Career prospects for?
yeah, ma'am. Career opportunities for English teachers abroad.
English, yeah. So for teaching, I would recommend we need to do a course after coming here. Otherwise, they won't consider us for the reason that we are not native speakers. And the subject is English. That's a problem. If it is any other subject, that won't be a problem. But since the subject is English, preferably we need to do any course, whether it be a PhD diploma or master's or any such courses in any of these countries. Then we can look for jobs. So courses preferably like MTESOL or PhD. You can also do PhD here. Many students are from India doing it here. So you can look for that. And as far as my understanding, we need to pay domestic fees for that, for PhD, only for PhD. In New Zealand, I don't know about the other countries.
Yes. New Zealand government has made it as domestic fee for PhD.
Mhm. So that is a good option to do PhD here. So after that, we have many opportunities. So in this country, one good thing is for each kind of job, they offer different courses. So for example, if you are teaching like in, for example, English for workplace. So that is a course, that's a course offered by language schools. So for that, there'll be a certificate course offered by any of these institutions. So if you do that certification, then we can teach there. So they offer a lot of certificate courses like that. To teach in prisons, they offer something else. Literacy and numeracy courses are there. So they have a broad range of courses like that. So we can select from that. We can study that course for 1 year or so, and we have many opportunities. I don't say that it is very easy to get one, but volunteering is one good option here. That is how I got the job. I did volunteering for 2 years, and that has given me a lot of experience in teaching. I got to know the things here. So I started by teaching refugees and migrant mothers. Migrant mothers, uh, completely illiterate. So that was a new experience for me too. So I started with working with an NGO here, English Language Partners. So I started as a teacher support for them. Most of the women were from Somalia. So I started with that. And then I taught in some schools here. We offer learning support to second language learners at schools, mostly children from India or such countries. So we can support them. So there are many job opportunities. And now school teaching is on high demand, both in Australia and New Zealand. So that's why many Indian students have come at the university to do the course, this MTESOL course. Most of the students are from India. And now also these job vacancies are notified both in Australia and in New Zealand.
Yeah,
So
that's a
that's
very
a
good
very good
point you
option.
mentioned, Adira, about
Yeah.
volunteering.
Yeah,
That's something I
volunteering
wanted
is
to
good.
say, but I must when students look for part-time work also initially, if they start
Yeah.
volunteering,
Mm.
rather than wait for work to happen,
Yeah. Mm.
it's something you can mention in your resume, and it reflects very well on, I mean, the person saying that you did all this. It's much easier for you to get work.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that because otherwise, I don't think I would, I would get a job without that. Because if I started working elsewhere just for money, I don't think that would have been easier for me. But this was very good, very strong point in my resume because I worked with all of these schools and with refugees, migrant mothers. So I had all that experience. So it helped me in getting job, especially at the university and also at the other language college. And another thing is there are different levels of learning here for English. They start with beginners, then elementary, pre-intermediate, intermediate, and upper intermediate or advanced. So all these are different levels of learning, and these managers choose teachers according to their skills. So one thing the students in India now, what you can do is to upskill, as she said, as Haripriya ma'am has mentioned in her slides. So upskilling would be, it is really essential. So one thing you should focus is on improving your accent and grammar, because subject knowledge, I'm pretty sure that Indians are very good in that. No one can beat us because we study that in depth in universities and schools. So we have very good subject knowledge in theory or whatever. But grammar, we study in a different way in India. It is not very practical. So when we come here, it would be a bit difficult in the beginning. So here, how they teach is it in a different way. If they teach a grammar point, then they do a lot of activities, learning activities based on that single grammar point. So we need to learn that. We learn that while we are teaching. So it will all happen naturally. But I'm just bringing in that point. So that will be a difficult part for us. That practical side of getting to know the practical side of grammar teaching, and And the context is also very different because here now I have taught students from more than 30 countries. So I really enjoy teaching them. And and also that is very different from the context, the classroom context in India, because language teaching is entirely different from teaching literature. Teaching literature, okay, we know all these things and we teach the theories and we teach poetry, drama, and all. But here, I can talk to you about the university classrooms. So we have classes from 9 to 3. So in the morning session, we teach these grammar points and the rules for grammar and all sorts of things. In the afternoon, all practical activities based on these things, which we taught in the morning. So like outside classroom activities, pair activity, conversation. So all based on the grammar point we teach in the morning session. So things like that. So it's very interesting for us. So while if you're thinking about your next steps in English teaching, there are really exciting paths often open to us. Means we can, after doing these courses, we don't have to stick on to one country. We can move to any corners of the world. That's the best thing about this.
It's so lovely to hear that.
Yeah, I'm
Because
also
of
happy about
late,
that.
you
Yeah.
know, all this STEM programs and things happening. What exactly happens to humanities is a big question many of us have, you know. But the scope
Yes.
is, the whole world is open in front of you, is something you all should know. Athira, there are some more questions here.
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
where does literature stand today? Again, I think the same thing. The student, I'm more interested in literature than communication or linguistics. So, isn't PhD the way for the student? What do you say, Adira?
Uh, where is that question?
Did
I
you see the
couldn't.
question? HP.
No.
HP, I thought first it's me, Haripriya. Okay.
Can see that. Oh, no.
I'm more interested. This one.
Which one is that?
Where does literature stand today? I'm more interested in literature than communication or linguistics.
Yeah, the same with me also.
Mhm.
I'm always passionate about literature. Even now, I'm thinking about shifting to that because I've always wanted to teach literature.
Mhm.
But this is the truth. Linguistics is on high demand, and literature, it's not easy to get a job because the profile that we want is a different one. We need a lot of publications, and that's what I understood after doing a research on that. We need a
Mhm.
lot of publications, and we need to do some creative writing, need to be authors of some books. So we need such a profile for that.
So, are you
So
still doing something on that, Adira? Are you
yeah, I'm
working
working
on
on that. I'm working on that
So that
because
means it's still
yes,
possible.
yeah, sometime later I would like to
Yeah.
move on to that because literature is all. I'm always passionate about that. I miss that, but at the same time, this is a fact. And this is one good thing because we don't know how things start up after so many years with the coming of these cutting edge technology and artificial intelligence. So better be on the safer side. If we do these kind of courses, we'll always be on the safer side.
So have your language and linguistic course for the sake of being in the career, and then follow your passion of literature advancement
Yeah.
along with that. That's what you would say.
Yes. Because
Adira, there's a question from Rojit Raja. He is
Mhm.
asking whether CELTA course goes high. Either of you can answer that.
CELTA course?
Does CELTA course cost high? The
I
expense.
think I think it
Yeah.
costs about 1.5 to 2 lakhs INR.
Yeah, here in New Zealand, it is. Just give me a second.
If you, Anand, if you can share his number, I will send him the link and where he can ask about the program. And supposing there is a hostel fee and everything included in that, that also has to be added. You can share
Yeah,
his number, or I
here
can
also
send it to
same.
you. You can share it to the
Yeah,
student.
Rojit, if you are listening, you can send the question to the number that is now being visible on the screen. Probably Haripriya can get back to you on this.
Yeah, here New Zealand also it costs nearly about 2 lakhs Indian rupees.
And there is a question, I'm in third year of my BA English. I have no work experience. Can I still get an admission for 2026 session for masters? Yeah, definitely. Because see, it depends on what masters you want to do. Supposing it's an MBA program which requires work experience and GMAT, that's a different thing. So, but if you want to do masters in linguistics or something like related to the language, it is not, many of the courses do not require work experience, so you can still go ahead with that. Next is, what is the procedure for getting admission to a PhD program? PhD program, yeah, I think we discussed that earlier, but to add to that, you have to have a clear topic in mind, and once the topic is ready, it has to be sent to the university. And in the department, a professor should be willing to supervise you, and this topic should be approved. And since it's a PhD, it should be funded, otherwise, it's going to be expensive. So, once the fund is approved and your topic is approved, then what I can do as a consultant is do the entire admission and visa process for you.
And to
But
add
this
on
mails
that,
of
sorry
approval
to
have to
interrupt.
be shared with me for that this particular professor is willing to supervise me. Once that is shared, we can start the process. Yes, Atira?
Yeah, to add on that, another thing for these students looking for PhD admissions, they need to start working on academic writing, because here it is very important here because they have, even from upper intermediate level, they start learning about academic writing. We don't give that much importance in India. So about
isn't academic writing part of master's program here?
I'm not sure about that. Ma'am. But yeah, I highly recommend that because we have many books available in India. So if you can do it on yourself, it would be better. If you start reading or preparing yourself with those books on academic writing, because that is the difficult area for Indian students. Otherwise, it will affect your assignment marks. So many Indian students face that problem here. Sometimes they fail for some papers due to this reason. Yeah, that's it.
There's another question from Drishti. I've done my master's in English, and I want to explore something beyond the common destinations like UK or US. Could you please share what the opportunities and scholarship options are like in countries such as Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, New Zealand, Netherlands, especially for someone from a literature or humanities background? So as we discussed in the presentation, yes, there are options here, but maybe not as many in the English-speaking countries. But if you're looking for something different than English literature or analysis and those programs, linguistic analysis and all that, if you're looking for other programs also, like development, global development, and migration, mobility, and all those courses, they are found across these countries. All of them have them. I can send you the options. If you can send me a message or mail, Drishti, can do that. Do you offer admission for doctoral courses as well? For PhD, yes. First step is get the approval from the university, from the supervisor. Then we can do the admission for you. With that mail as the first step, that you have a supervisor ready to help you, then we can do it.
Haripriya, there are a couple of questions on career options for English postgraduates in UAE or Saudi Arabia, career and research possibilities.
Career options for English postgraduates in UAE.
Yeah, and there is
Okay.
another by
So again, I've though I've not gone in depth into this, but according to my understanding, doing courses like TESOL and CELTA are really helping students who are looking for career options in UAE also, outside India, wherever they go, because teaching English to speakers of other language is an option they can look at, even if they are not a professor in the college, they are teaching English. in the English
Yes.
department. So this really helps them to get work. So that would be the answer to Arti's question.
Yeah, if you are very particular in studying literature, you can do that in any of these countries and then move back to any of the other countries to teach that. Maybe you can move back to India or any UAE Gulf countries. I can pursue that.
Yes.
That's also an option.
Yeah, UAE or Saudi Arabia again has come up.
Mm.
If you can share, Anand, will it be possible for you to share these specific questions with me so that I can look at more options in the Middle East?
Okay.
Because Middle East is something I don't think I've covered in the presentation also. But yeah, uh, but I can give specific answers for these in that case.
Okay. So these candidates, the participants can get in touch with you in this mail ID or the number?
Yeah, please. They just have to mention their name and say that they had attended the session and they have a specific query about UAE or Saudi Arabia. How can they get into
Yeah,
career there?
students, please take down the numbers that is on the screen right now. And there's a mail ID also. So very specific questions can be asked directly to Haripriya. So she will get back to you on this.
Because I would like to know why they are choosing a particular country for career. So maybe a family or relation. So I just would like to know that also, and then suggest. The PG courses like TESOL, intercultural journalism, photojournalism, they sound interesting. I finished my master's in English, currently pursuing second one in journalism. So I wish to explore a PhD. Yeah, naturally, yeah, that could be the academic progression. So again, for PhD, that is the first step. Please get in touch with me if you're finding it difficult to, find universities which have the particular topic in your mind. I can also help you with the search of the topic. Once that is done, you have to write to the professor to get the approval, and we can go ahead.
There's a question about the process being an IB certified teacher. That's from Angel Eldos.
Where is it?
IB certified teacher where?
Do you have any idea about process of being an IB certified teacher? The last question now. She has marked it.
I think I'm somewhere on the top.
No, the last one, the very last
Yeah,
one.
I saw the question. I don't have any idea about that.
Okay.
No. Is it in India or abroad?
Yeah.
So Angel, you can just send the details to Haripriya or Adria.
IB, International Baccalaureate, is that the same? Yeah.
Do they need any particular,
I'm not
something
sure
more
about that.
course has to be done, which we'll have to check that. I think the major problem is to find supervisor.
And one more thing. Now our B.Ed is not accepted here. This year I heard from some students. So some students are facing some problems with that. So maybe without doing without doing B.Ed in India, some students can do a parallel course here. So that we
Even
don't have to
before
waste.
taking a B.Ed, yeah.
Yeah, in India. You can opt that.
I've done PhD in India in trauma studies. Is there any way I can join any college or university as a teacher?
No, straight away, it's very difficult to get a job. We have to do some courses here.
Yeah, that is why I would like to say many of the students take up a program abroad because, ultimately they would like to have a dream job there. But since it's so difficult to, get into a career sitting here, applying for a job is very difficult. And also the qualification in that country adds to their points and chances of getting work. So that is one big reason that students choose the student visa path.
And one reason is the subject is English. Being non-native speakers, we have to prove ourselves.
Even otherwise, if I'm anything else, it becomes very difficult if I want to land up in a particular job in a country.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Are there any questions that are left out? Which postgraduate or diploma degree is required to become a teacher in New Zealand?
Yeah, one is MTESOL. I'm not sure about whether any of the other universities are offering any PG diploma courses. I'm not sure about. Yeah, in your slides, I've seen that Victoria University of Wellington is
Yeah.
offering a what was that? Was that a master's?
Master,
or teacher?
IMT Sol.
Yeah, TESOL. So that would also be good. Yeah, so that one, and I'm not sure about University of Auckland. Are they offering any
There
similar
could be,
courses?
because I've just mentioned one option in a country, but I'm sure there are more options across
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, this one is a good one. MTESOL at the University of Waikato. That's a good course.
Are there any alternatives for CELTA courses?
No, I don't
CELTA,
think so.
CELTA is the best option.
So that's a question that popped up just now from Rojit.
TESOL is another option. CELTA or TESOL. That's what I see in job notifications.
Yeah, but TESOL is like tier program, isn't it?
What's that?
CELTA comes under the teaching of English to foreign language. It comes as an intensive course under the TEFL courses. So that's something you can take within a shorter period.
And TESOL?
Most of these programs are 1 year long.
Okay. I didn't know about that. Okay. Because I always see this in job notifications, CELTA or TESOL. Or equivalent, but CELTA is highly preferred. And I've heard that many students drop out because everyone says that it is a very highly intensive course. So some students find it too difficult
Yeah.
and they stop it midway.
We could, Anand, if possible, I will try to bring in CELTA. Actually, he's trained in Delta also. If you
Oh.
need, I will ask him to contact your student. Most students would like to know about CELTA. They can do it even now. It's not that they have to plan for a 1 year study, go abroad, and all that. So,
Yeah.
So
have we missed any questions?
I think we have covered almost all questions.
Okay.
Any other questions now? I hope all who have questions might have noticed taken down the numbers and the mail ID of Haripriya.
Yeah, please. Yeah, whatever questions we have missed, or you have more questions, and you need me to do more research for you about something in a particular country, I'll be happy to do that. Please get in touch.
Yeah, please, while sending the mail, please, as Haripriya and Dr. Adira have requested, please be specific with details. Please give specific questions on what you want to know so that they can help you in researching and guiding you in this.
Yeah, sure.
Please avoid random questions. Just be specific on your background, your requirement, and what you are looking for. Shivakumar has asked, I am a PhD holder in English and having both teaching experience in college, 6 years in college and 8 years in school. I look for UAE opportunity.
Again, it is the UAE opportunity, which I'm sorry I cannot answer immediately because I do not know what is open there as career options right now. Whether he can get into work as a teacher with this experience, or whether he will have to take a particular program is something I have to check.
Yeah, but I've heard that for universities in UAE and other countries in that belt, they prefer candidates from English-speaking countries, or we should have this passport with us, or we should be qualified. We should have some qualifications from here. That's what I think.
Another thing is many Australia and UK university, I mean UK and many countries have their university campuses in the UAE. So
yeah, that's true. I've also heard about that.
I share you please message me. I shall find out if it's possible to straight away get into career with this qualification and work experience of yours.
hope we have answered all the questions.
Yeah.
So I think so if there is no other questions, I think we can wind up the session right now.
Yeah, if you need any further help, you can either contact me or Haripriya ma'am.
Dr. Adara, if you have any
Yeah.
contact mail ID or contact number,
Yeah,
that
sure. Yeah,
you can
I'll share it here.
Yeah, you can drop it in the chat.
No problem.
Anand, should I mention ICSD's mail ID or is already there?
It's already there. I have requested, mentioned that they should send a mail to icsd.cochin@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or 999-530-8431 or 999-4727-6399.
Yes.
You can also, participants, please note, you can also mail to adira.shashi6@gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
Again, please be specific on your questions. Yeah, ask a very specific requirement, your background, give your background, and what exactly are you looking for, and so that Haripriya or Dr. Adira can do a proper research and get back to you with specific answers. On that note, I'm winding up this session. Thanks a lot, Haripriya and Dr. Adira, for giving such a opening up so much of opportunities and so much of ideas for the students. It has been a mine of information that you have shared, and I am sure that I'm so happy that so many people here came here because even at this time, 3 o'clock was a really odd time for us. But then I have to thank Dr. Adira especially because she has joined us from New
Yeah.
Zealand.
It's 12 o'clock here.
It's 12
It's
o'clock
next
there.
day here. Yeah.
And on a weekend.
On a weekend at
No
midnight.
problem.
Midnight, she has joined us and gave us so much of information. So thank you, Dr. Adira, for joining us from New Zealand. And
Thank you all of you for this wonderful opportunity.
thank you, Haripriya, for the wonderful presentation. And participants, thank you all for being here and raising these questions. I am ending the session now. Please feel free to get in touch with either of these our faculties. They'll be really happy to help you out. And all
Thank
the
you. I'd
best.
just like to say a word, Anand. Students, I'm really happy that you're all part of Alat Institute, which I think is providing you with great opportunities to look beyond, think out of the box, and make use of all the opportunities. So I wish you all the best and thank everybody at Alat. Thank you.
Thank you. So have a great weekend. I am ending the session.
Thank you.